Hello everyone. Let me just pop that up bigger and cool. The volume up. I think I can see a few people watching. Well, I am impressed it has connected because my husband's on another Zoom call in the kitchen, so we are testing our internet tonight. Let's see. Can you still hear me now? I have turned the audio down. Hello, hello. Hi Fiona, hi Maggie. How are we all doing? I just look stunned and surprised. Sorry, I'm like staring at the screen waiting for things to happen. Sorry. Right, let me okay, audio is good. Excellent. Okay, so this is just another impromptu live. I was testing my live out earlier today to see if I could get the some technology that I wanted to work. And I did, and there was lots of people that joined me. Thank you. And there was lots of comments and things like that, and there was lots of chat. And I said, oh, do you know what? I think I'll pop back later, and we can do another live. So we've had dinner. I did have fish and chips. Steve had pasta pesto, and I again don't have a card ready, but there was a request for some masculine cards, so I thought I will pull out some of my more masculine sets, try and make some quick and easy cards, and we'll go from there. Fiona says can't watch long. Happy birthday to your dad. It's your dad's 80th birthday today, and we're having a Zoom birthday tea. Oh my goodness, how many people are going to be having Zoom birthday parties and things like that over the next few weeks and months? Certainly ones to remember for sure. So stamp sets, I've still got stamp sets out on my desk from yesterday evening. I didn't clear them away, but the stamp sets I have pulled out are Sailing Home, High Tide, By the Dock, and I've also got my fishbowl, this one out on my desk. I've been playing around with that one a little bit, but I thought I would do some sort of simple sentiments, more masculine cards, or card. So let's see where we go. Hey Carol, how are you? Away from Alberta, Canada. So turn this around. You up. And we'll swap that over. There you go. We are in view. Can we see that okay? I think we're all set, aren't we? Whoop. Hey Stesha, how are you? We're there. I'm not sure how this is going to work out, whether this is going to zoom in and out lots or not. It's a different camera, so we'll just see how this goes. What I thought was nice was this was a set. Let hope be your lighthouse, beckoning through stormy seas. I thought that was particularly appropriate, and I thought that was going to kind of be the focus sentiment, and then we would work around that with the other stamps that I have pulled out. So that was going to be a for sure. And I thought maybe Paula, that's lovely. Mother-in-law's 95 today. We'll be shooting off to make lunch for her. She's in our bubble, so we can spend time. Oh, that's lovely. So Stesha's surviving and staying home. Teresa says 6:30 here. Jenny says if I don't fall asleep, if I do, I'll watch the replay. Right, let's grab some Whisper White. Unfortunately, my Whisper White is fairly well stocked. And let's do. I am using Zoom. I thought I would see how it went, Donna. So I'm going to see what the difference is in my sort of normal Facebook Lives versus these. So right, let's do. I want some. I haven't really thought these through at all, but I was going to maybe do some stitched rectangles, and we could have some. Is it a clearer picture? Is it clearer for you? That would be really good to know, actually. Whether it is or not. So I pulled out my sort of nautical Night of Navy and Sahara Sand. So let's stamp that on some scrap. Oh, that scrap's just as big as the front of the card, but never mind. That's not very dark. That's better. And I have also got Sahara Sand. Hello, Louise. Hello, it's working. How exciting is this? Right. We've got a sentiment on there. Of course, it's like doing a classic watercolor wash for a start. Yes. Let's. I think something watercolory. I think something easy. I'm gonna pop this up. Don't want it to be too complicated because we want to be able to make these fairly easily. Let's put that. And this was just very much a. I came on earlier and I thought, oh, I don't have anything to craft, and then I sort of said, oh, I'll come back later and we'll do something. So as promised, I have popped back and I'm going to do some crafting so you can all join along. So, oh, throwing that away. Right, okay, so that can then pop up from there. And we maybe have, I know, right, Liz, I'm so happy to see this. I know. We were having a chat earlier and testing things out. So I can't tell you how delighted I am that this is working. Right, I've got some. Let's use some shimmery white. Got like some of the golf papers and the more masculine papers as well. So we can always break them out if need be. Masculine cards, I think they can be tough, can't they? That goes on there, and that goes on there. I might do some sort of watercolory background and some sea. Got this stamp which I love. Yeah, so I have my Zoom pushing through, and yeah, there is a delay as well. Yes, there is. It's the lag going on to Facebook. It's whatever you do, anything going on to Facebook, there's a lag. And what do I want to do with this? So I'm going to stamp this in stays on. And then we can put a bit of colour. I need one of my markers. Garden green. Very clean, isn't it? So these markers are perfect for just adding touches of colour. Haven't had these out in ages actually. Louise says I'm watching one of my own cucumber gin and out of, oh, that sounds amazing. I've got a rosé open with a bit of a large glass, but I did only have a small one. They are tricky weeks, aren't they? I think everyone's going to have different ups and downs at different points. I'm so thankful for crafting. Thanks, Paula. I think sometimes we forget to go back to our ones that are already on our shelf, and sometimes we're a bit too keen or focus too much on all the new ones, and forget how well ones we've already got on our shelf go with these newer ones, or that the stamp sets complement each other. I'm going to put some glue dots on there. Nearly. That'll just give it a little bit of dimension. just sits and pops off there. So I love that. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the background yet. It's only for 8:45. Yeah, I know, used it loads when we first bought it, and then it kind of hasn't come back out. So it's really nice to mix and match, isn't it? I'm going to use the water in there as well. That's a bit big, but we'll go with it. Now, how this will work out, I'm not sure because I haven't tried this yet, but I'm going to stamp this in the navy. My navy needs a bit of an ink refill. Is there a right or wrong way to that? I don't think there is. Oh. It's not going to matter because I'm going to blur it anyway. Ugh, I need my one of these, don't I? I need my stamp mat. Let's see. Yeah, like so Paula says, I want to show that you can work with one set, so you don't need a multitude of product. But it's great to show that you can mix and match too. Totally. I think it's great to show that you can make lots of ideas with just one set, but I think once you've got lots of sets on your shelves, it's nice to go back to them, isn't it? And bring them in with your current projects. Let's see, what do we think? So the shimmery paper is a little bit more forgiving of the watercolour. And that's going to cover there anyway. And what else have we got? What else can we put on this? The Jacqueline says I missed what set. It's the High Tide. So it's those water lines down there. So this is slightly bigger than the normally the image on the front is sort of a true size, but these are a bigger size. I'm not sure about that. What do we think? Diane says looks great, so different. Oh, that's nice. Not sure about the really crisp white against the shimmery. What about adding a little touch of Night of Navy? What size is this? So I'm just going to measure this panel. So that is 2.5 inches by 3.5 ish. So if I do just slightly bigger, so 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. Oh, I must have missed a quarter measurement. Adding layers in now. Here's me saying, I'll just make it really simple. Even that on its own would be really lovely, wouldn't it? You don't need the fancy background. Might use the water for something different in a minute, but isn't that lovely? Just that. I really like that just on the white, actually. I'm going to use that for something else, methinks. and keep this, and I might just put some texture on that background. So I might run that through the Big Shot. The navy does make it pop, doesn't it? Yep, I really like that. What embellishments have we got? We've got a little anchor, sort of just touched off to the side. That could give a little something, or just maybe that one. Keep that one for the other card, and then we don't need any twine to kind of tie it on. So if I glue dimensionals. Paula says, I like the fancy background, it's still fairly simple. Okay, I will go with the fancy background. Let me keep it on that then. I'll stick to plan. It's quick to add the blender pen, isn't it? Just to swoosh that out. I like that, and the navy makes it pop up, doesn't it? Just has that in the background. So if we put that flat on, we're going to these would be lovely to send, wouldn't they? And then I'm going to put that just here to the side, I think, just with a little glue dot or two. And we don't need as much as twine and things like that. Would be lovely. We don't need that. We can just keep this nice and simple with the glue dots. Just pop them. Just gives it a little something. And oh, thank you to everyone tuning in. This is lovely. Shall we do a navy card base? Kathy is put my teeth tuning in from Blaine, Minnesota in the States. Well, hello. Good afternoon. This one. I know. I was trying to keep it a little bit simple. I think twine would look lovely, Jacqueline, for sure. Maybe what about a layer of the white? Just to pop that again. I do like a double white. I know Paula's with me on this one. Paula likes a double white, don't you? I like a white on a white. We can put that on there. And on. Onto that layer. There. Sandy's with me. Thumbs up to a double white. You've got to love a double white. Just makes it look a little bit extra, doesn't it? Jenny was going to say balmy blue in between. Yes, you could have the sort of the different blues, couldn't you? There we go. So what do we think? So this scalloped rectangle was one I already had in my scrap drawer. So I just kind of pulled that out and used up some bits that I had. And then the sentiment, let hope be your lighthouse, beckoning you through stormy seas. And the sea background is from the high tide set. And then I've just mixed and matched. This one here is from the current spring catalogue by the Dock. So yeah, just really lovely and simple. And I think sometimes the masculine set don't have to be really heavy with loads of like grungy colours and things. They can still be the nice, cleaner colours. Just maybe just with the more masculine set. So shall we use up this little trinket here? We'll just do a really simple, let's do another simple stamping, something simple that we can do. Maybe a similar layout but with by the Dock. Let's do this white layout. We'd maybe do a crumb cake base, couldn't we? Crumb cake's a good go-to for a man card. Crumb cake's a good go-to for any card. I've always got a stash of crumb cakes. These, we'll do stays on. Oh, precious, precious Sandy. Sandy says, I need inspiration for by the Dock. I am going to use the dies rather than so that has the die to cut all of that out. So I'm going to colour it first and then cut that out. Typically I might cut it first and then cut it and then colour it, just because then if you've gone to the effort of colouring it and your cutting goes wrong, you've wasted your time. But I'll be very careful with the cutting, and I'm not going to take ages over the colouring. I'm just going to use the blenders. I say just use the blenders. They're a great way to have all your ink colours in a way to colour your stamps. So I forget how good they are really. And then let's get a little bit of soft suede. I can hear you laughing, Sandy. No pressure, bought it and haven't really known what to do with it. I know, it's a good set, isn't it? And you think, yep, and then you think, what am I going to do? What to do? Right, this soft suede. I'm not very good at squidging these ink pads together. They're not like the old ones that have that flex in them, but I'll put some darker. So this is soft suede, and I've kind of put colour down already with the Sahara sand. And this is just on normal Whisper white. It's not on any particular card. I'm not sure how this dye works out, but how much of the water you see. Not loads, so I'm not going to worry about colouring that too much. And I'm just going to grab the smoky slate. Just have a tiny bit of grey on the seagull and a little bit of orange on his beak. tiniest bit. Hi Angela, how are you? Jackie says, why do I see Zoom on the screen? Because I am in Zoom and I'm feeding it to Facebook. And it's really just to test out whether it's working or not, to do something different with it at a later point. If I was just typically going live, I would just go live in Facebook. I wouldn't need to go through Zoom. So, but it was to see if the technology held out on me. Right, I'm going to just put this through the die cut. Let me just cut this. If I leave it up on the side here, I'm more likely to get this straight without losing the seagull. So that has popped that out. And we have then got so nice, isn't it? Just that on its own is lovely. I'm thinking something similar to this, so we could have like the dock on that. I've got some spares of those. And I've got some odd frames and things like that. I've got a frame. I've got a larger scallop. Maybe that might look nice on the frame. And if we put a bit of shimmery, we can do the same watercolouring. So we've got the frame on the watercolouring. Maybe do the frame in a crumb cake rather than a white. I might recut that. I like the frame idea, but I might recut that in a different colour. And then let's do that one out of the way. We kind of want the sea. I need my mat. Forgot my mat. Don't know why this one does it. I think the stamp might be slightly, just ever such a tiny bit wobbly. But with the mat, it's fine. Paula, yes, great minds. So Paula says water beneath the frame. I think that would be nice. So this is another way. If you watched my Facebook Live last night, I did the card with the ornate garden flowers, and it was like watery colour with the blue. This would be another way to colour that. If you didn't feel that you had so much control over the aqua painter, you could stamp and then colour with the blenders. They just don't release so much water, but they still give you that look. There we go. Nice, huh? And it just blends it all out, doesn't it? It makes it all watery. We'll make that in crumb cake, I think. So to do the frame, I just need to take 2 of the rectangle dies and 2 that are fairly sort of spaced apart, and then cut them in the crumb cake. So I didn't, oh, they're right at the front of my cupboard because I use them so often. Let's get 2 that are sort of spaced apart. So like these 2. So I've just taken like those 2 rectangles and I'm going to run them through together. And that's a bang, hopefully. Yep. And back. We've got the rectangle frame. I'll spare one of them that'll go in my scrap drawer. The frames can go back. So crumb cake on there. This is a bigger frame. I could maybe even use both. Nice. What do we think? So we need some of the ground, don't we, at this part. Hey Heather, how are you? Let's put some of that. Not always super sure with like landscapes and perspective and that sort of stuff as to whether I've got it quite right, but I don't think it really matters. So these are quite quick. Let's see what that looks like with both frames on. So just going to pull 1 second. And I wonder if we can put a little bit of this, so it's poking out from the frame behind, but I wonder if we can do some of the die cutting. So this piece here, just to give some life to the front of that card. If I don't lose it in the meantime. I'm going to do, so this bit I'm going to cut in Pear Pizzazz. So I'm just going to die cut that on that paper there. Let me just pop that through. Then it's got like a little texture, and we can just grab, oh, I'm going to grab a sponge thingamabob, dauber. So that's the garden green. Just going to add a little bit of texture rather than sticking just the cardstock straight down, because otherwise it can look a bit flat. So just by adding that shading on there, that just brings that to life a little bit more. So you can have that tucked on the outside as well, and then that one maybe coming, I don't know, like that. Because it's the dock, you can't do much else. The dock is the dock, isn't it? The dock has to be sort of going. It's not like you can suddenly change it into a flower. So, but you can sort of make different scenes and things with it. It's nice. I like it for a simple card. So I am going to use some of the, the lovely Daniela's joined. Hello. I'm going to use these straight I'm going to call them dimensionals. They're not dimensionals, but well, they are, but they're called something else. The lines of dimensionals. I'm going to stick this frame further up. Oh, it's lovely to have you join us. And kind of that frame raised up, and then this white frame will just go flat. So we'll glue that on. I love that, like, the touches of the picture are kind of poking outside of the frame. I like that part of it, that it kind of makes the image go across. So this can then sit here. I'll also use the same, because these are slightly higher than normal dimensionals. So when you're sort of mixing and matching those, you just need to be aware. If you were to use a normal dimensional, that would sit lower. And then we're going to have this one on here. I might trim that straight. That really sits neat against that frame and doesn't overhang on that side. Oh, I'm trying to take the lid off twice. Funny. And let's put a little bit more green in there. Now we've kind of got that frame in place. We want a little bit more green to be able to come through the back. Sentiment. What about here for you? I like that. And I think it's important, especially right now, that people know that although we can't physically be together, people are on the end of the phone. So let's do what I'm looking for. Memento and a little scrap. Love that. How nice is that font? I wish I could write like that. Beautiful. Yes, you could use a die. Yes, you could use a punch. Yes, I'm going to fussy cut it. If it's not your bag, then there are label punches, and stitch rectangle would go around the small. Stitch rectangle would fit around this beautifully. I'm happy just chopping around the letters, but I know, and some of my ladies who are on here and are missing loads from classes would choose definitely to die cut or punch over cutting out, but I'm going to, it's not the easiest, and if it, you know, it is a bit fiddly. I should stamp like a load of these out and cut them. Right, I've got them ready to go. But there we go. Jacqueline says, here I am now wanting this set, and I've just got a big box delivered at the door. You enjoy what's in your box. Add this to your next list. Next time. My Melon Mambo ink refill turned up today. Woohoo! So that was good. I've got a few extra bits for my storage actually. I've got some I've got a few extra blend pens and things like that where I've had doubles or extras for classes, and I thought, you know what, rather than having in a tub somewhere separate, I thought I'd buy a few extra layers of blend storage, and I bought a couple of the open kind of square containers with some of the half wide cases just to put some bits and bobs in. I thought I was kind of in sorting out mode. I thought I'm going to add them to my order. I want to get this anchor tied on here somewhere. Here for you, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it doesn't need it. What do you guys think? Maybe down that bottom corner, maybe just like there with a, maybe it doesn't need it. What do you think? Leave that on or not? Might be maybe better leaving it off. Hey Sharon. Yes, I've made one already, so you'll be able to watch that one on the replay. And we're just on to the second one. Oh no, there's angry faces and sad faces going up. Someone hit the wrong button, or have I put the element in the wrong place? And you're like, that should have gone on the left-hand side. Right, let's put the sentiment there. And again, I've just put it on some glue dots, so it's got a little bit of what do you call it? A bit of dimension. rather than doing a bow, I think maybe let's see. Oh, get there, yeah. That would look cool, wouldn't it? Let's just do, because I think we struggle as well, like more masculine cards. We think, oh, no ribbon or no twine. I love a bit of twine. My husband knows his birthday cards and it's always going to come with ribbon or twine on. There is no exception. Right, glue dots. These are reasonably heavy, so let's put a couple of dots at the top. And a couple at the bottom. Just make sure they're on the embellishment onto the anchor there. And then that's nice down there on the frame, isn't it? Got a bit of twine. I think we're good. What do we think? And like, so should we put that on a crumb cake base? I've got a bit of crumb cake on my desk, and B will lighten up the card a little bit. It will keep it nice and light rather than a heavier look. Boop. That's okay. I've got my mini trimmer. The crumb cake was obviously slightly narrower than I thought it was. It was a good scrap bit, but it was obviously a scrap for that reason. That's okay. I've got my little mini trimmer. And maybe a little bit more off the bottom. Better. I love the two frames. I've not done that before. I like that. I should be doing that again. That was a happy accident. I like it when that happens. Ah, Sandy, you're so sweet. See, now you can go recreate. Ah. Okay. Bit extra glue. Whoops. Paul will tell me off for that. Sorry. Too much glue. Love the layers on that. It's nice and clean, isn't it? Clean, but still got the texture like that. So I think I like that better than the first card. I'm not sure, but they go nice together, don't they? There we go. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. It's been lovely. I'm having a lovely time crafting. It's exactly what is needed. So I'm just thankful that I'm able to share it with you all. I will I don't think I'll be back tomorrow evening. I don't think I'm going to be back Saturday evening for a Facebook Live, but I will be back Sunday evening. So I shall see you all then. Oh no, I'm getting some sad faces. Is that because I'm not going to be back on Saturday? Or maybe that I'm going to be back on Sunday. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can turn this around. Oh, that's a bit close. Step back from that a little bit. Bit too close. Okay. Right, I'm going to go and relax and I'll clear up my desk. I should clear up really. I tend to just kind of leave it and then come back to it tomorrow. So that'll be me, but not doing much over the weekend, not going anywhere. Hopefully the weather's going to be nice and we might be able to get a bit of gardening stuff done. And we've got a few house jobs and things to do, so a few things to distract and take minds off things. And yeah, I will be back on Sunday. So thank you everyone for joining me, and I will share photos of these cards. I'll put them up on my blog and I will share them all with you on my social media and stuff. So I will see you all then. See you on Sunday. Bye.